Hey, what's up, y'all? Andrew back with another video. I'm just going to go over the build list on my Cadillac ATS-V. It's 2016, so it's the first production year of this car. The 16 is the only one that's truly fully unlocked. 17 plus, you got to get the trans, send it out, unlock it. This car I got bone stock about a year and a half ago for $35,000 out the door. Had 49,000 miles. Fully optioned except for the carbon fiber package, which I believe that one just comes with a paint matched taller spoiler, like a canard thing right here, and then the lip. But wasn't a deal breaker for me personally because I knew I was gonna add carbon on this car anyways, and more than what the package would offer anyhow. So if I could have found it, would have been nice. But when I was originally looking for this car, I was looking at I was trying to find a blue one, or at least a white one. Pretty hard to find. Took me like 3 months to just find this car because I wanted a clean title, you know, not really a ton of miles. Miles don't matter too much to me, but I wanted like a maintained mileage car, you know what I mean? So I wanted like 60,000 and less, with good maintenance. I would have got a higher mileage one if it had like really good maintenance on it, but this one was maintained very well, and it was stock, and it had I think, yeah, like exactly 49,000 miles. So pretty great deal in my opinion at the time. Still is a great deal. But you know, I don't buy cars to try to flip them or anything, so I just try to find the best deal possible that'll not be, you know, junk, as you should. But yeah, I'll go over this build here. So these cars, like I said, got a bone stock. So these cars from factory, they come with forged cranks. They have titanium connecting rods, titanium guts for the turbos. Helps them spool up, super lightweight. They have all the parts bins on this car, like the parts bin they use to like build this car, came from the ZL1s, Z06, and ZR1s. So of the same years. So like it's got like a ZL1 diff. This car, think of an ATS-V like the BMW M3. So M3, M5, right? ATS-V, CTS-V. Think of it like that. It's exactly how Cadillac put the platforms out. A lot of people seem to trip when, not a lot, I mean mainly more so online, but you know how media people are, you know, keyboard warriors, but they're like, oh, you know, American car needs V8 this, it's not a supercharged V8, blah blah blah. I'm like, but no one has that energy with an M3 and an M5 comparison. Like it's, people are about to say, oh, it's because the M3s have really good inline sixes, which they do, but it's like the ATS-V has a really strong V6. Like, this is a very strong motor. It can support up to like just under, between like 650, 700 wheel on stock turbos. Like, that's pretty damn good. Pretty damn good in my opinion. And it's reliable. A lot of people think these aren't reliable because, I don't know. I've had zero issues with this car. From stock with tune, or stock with tune, stock fuel system E30 semi bolt-on setup, to E60, you know, full bolt-on, and then E60 full bolt-on with ported turbo inlets, max effort, stock turbo. It's never let me down. I've had it for about a year and a half, give or take. It's great. It's a perfect car, in my opinion. They're super rare. Had a low production run like its big brother, the CTS-V V3s, the 2016 to 2019. Only 3-year production for this car and those cars, before they got updated to the CT5 Blackwing and the CT4 Blackwing, which is what this is. Just new. It just has same motors. I think the new ones have 10 speeds though instead of 8 speed. A lot of people complain about the 8 speed. I personally don't find it that bad. When it's cold, it'll have a rough 1 to 2 shift for the first shift of the day, but after that is good. if you have a GM, it's just GM thing. I personally think it's smooth once it's warm. But it's not just this car that has an 8-speed from GM. You know, the Camaros, Corvettes, they all have that 8-speed shenanigans. So I don't hold it against it. But the transmission can hold big power. So what can you do? Can't complain too much. Forgetting anything about these things. Yeah, been reliable for me. A lot of people, you know, don't associate Cadillacs with the track, which is weird because the V1, the V2s, CTS-Vs, the ATS-V, CTS-V V3, the Blackwings, they all handle pretty damn good, especially on the tracks. This car specifically, stock for stock when they first came out, even modded, they can compete with its competitors. The I think it's the C63 Mercedes, the goddamn Audi S5s, and the S4 I think is technically in that realm, and then the F80 and F80 M2 is what it was designed to compete with at the time. I personally think these cars can compete with the G80 platform, but it is a 10-year-old car compared to a brand new car. The Z80s just have more technology nowadays. You know, dual high pressure fuel pump, all that stuff. Like, they're really good cars. So I'm really surprised that my car has held its own against some of those type of cars, you know, considering it's 10 years old. I mean, it's no excuse, but it is 10 years old. So I think they do pretty damn well for today's day and age. I think they age nicely. But yeah, this is really just an American's answer to the 6-cylinder, you know, European cars that dominated the sports sedan market, sports coupe market. These come in sedan and coupe to match the M3, M4. I personally like sedans for the M3s and these cars. I just like the sedan for the daily aspect. It's more convenient. Before this, I had a Mustang, a single turbo one. I had more problems with that car than this car. I personally really like this car a lot more, and it's also the reason why I got it. It's because it was a 4-door. I wanted to stay American. I tried to find a Chevy SS. So before this, I was looking at Chevy SS, 340s, Gen 1 340, Gen 1 440 Grand Coupe. I really like the 440 Grand Coupes, the Gen 1s. I really like those cars. I looked at M3s, F80 specifically, the Audi S5, Audi S4. I really like that. I think the Audi interior is by far the best interior in any of the cars I was looking at. Insanely beautiful interiors. Of the same era of this one. I think the new ones are a little lacking, but I like those ones. What else? SQ5. I looked at one of those. Those weren't bad. I just didn't want to get an SUV as, like, you know, I wanted a sedan. And then a Chevy SS, like I was saying. Those are really hard to find like these. So these cars have low production. That's why you don't see too many of them. Hard to find. But we'll get straight into it. It's just bolt-ons. That's all this car is. It's stock turbos. I'll start right here with the first. I'll go with the mods I went with first, and then the later ones. Caddy issues intercooler kit. All this does is it separates this reservoir because it would split and feed the pump. The problem with that design is it had let air. It would let air into the system, and then the car would go into a fail-safe to protect itself. Lowers your boost a lot. This upgrade doesn't necessarily make you faster. It just helps a little bit with the cooling and helps keep it self-bleeds so there's no air in the system. First thing I bought, I think anybody that buys a LF4, LF3 car needs to buy that like immediately. Unless you want to bleed it, forget that noise though. But and then catch can. Self-explanatory. It's a Mighty Mouse catch can. Even a daily car should have a catch can because blow-by is not good for your motors. Then I have a ZCP intake. This doesn't add power, unfortunately. The only thing it really does, you know, it makes it look nicer. And then the sounds. My God, the sounds these things make are worth it in my opinion. It's a recirculating blow valve system, so there's no vent gas in here, so you're not going to hear the sounds. But with these intakes, it doesn't hurt performance, you know, because obviously you can add a hot intake, and it will hurt your performance. But this intake, and I think the Rennick performance ones, keep the performance about the same as the stocks. The stock intake system is very good, so you don't necessarily need to upgrade it, but it lets that recirculated air from your turbos, they kind of escape through the cones. At least that's what I think, because they sound like a blow-off valve. And they also have a nice spooling sound. It's super loud. It's worth it in my opinion. I am very happy with these intakes. At least mine, quality has been good. Nothing has broke on them or anything. People sometimes have problems with these EZP intakes. Me personally, though, I've had no problems. And then I have that was kind of like my E30 setup. I had a flex sensor. I still have it, DSX flex sensor, and that was like basically my E30 setup at the time. But now, you know, it's max effort stock turbo car. So to go with that, I have a lightweight water pump pulley and a harmonic balancer down there. From AGM. All that does is it covers all your vibrations across RPM ranges at all gears, so your bearings are more happy. That's just a V-shaped motor thing most cars got to do, because it's not perfectly balanced like a inline motor is. Important upgrade if you're going to be pushing these things, just like any other car. This saves about £1. I figured why not? If I was going to do that, might as well just do the other pulley as well. It's not that expensive, and it's £1 rotational mass. You know, if it's a close race, it might put you over the edge. You never know. Rotational mass is a big deal over dead weight, like seats and stuff taken out of your car. Rotational mass, way better to do. Then I got AGM's this red oil cap with a V logo. Figured why not? Matched the red and black theme I got going with the car. And then if we come over here, I have my AGM fuel filter kit. As we know, E85 out of the pumps can be pretty nasty sometimes. So this is just a fail-safe for a second, you know, filtration. Clogged injectors can really ruin anybody's moment in life because it'll blow your motor, and it's not necessarily your fault. It's just how it works. So this kind of mod will be on all my cars personally. And then I have my DSX flex sensor, which this filter kit was made in conjunction with that, so it works well with it and it keeps it in a nice place. I also have his home record high pressure fuel pump, I think the first set. I'm not entirely sure. I don't remember the number that was on it, but it's back there. You can't really see it. The biggest high pressure fuel pump on the market. It allows me to run this car on E60. I could go above E60, but there's 0 point in it. Stock turbos will not make any more power. E60 and E85, E90, doesn't matter what you put. It'll make the same power at any ethanol content above E60. It doesn't matter. The only thing you're going to do is you're just going to strain your fuel system more because it's higher ethanol content. The main thing, people don't want to mix it, but personally, when I go to these pumps, majority of them are like well below E85. They're like E72 or less. So I don't mix anyhow. Like it's usually, you know, I just pump straight up. Unless it's super cold out like now, I'll try and keep her down closer to E60 just because it's making more boost and why strain the fuel system more for no need. But I'm kind of rambling. I don't have a fuel cam in this car. I'm thinking about maybe adding one in the future just to have more headroom when it's really cold out, but I haven't had necessarily any issues, so I'm not like in a dire need of it. It's just something I might do because, you know, every car guy gets bored. Once your build's like complete, you're like, maybe I'll just add that one thing, you know? Because this car, I don't plan on upgrading turbos. I plan on staying stock turbos. Unless the stock turbos give out, then I'll upgrade the turbos. But I think I'm gonna stay stock turbo. It's been super reliable, had no issues. The really good thing about upgraded turbos on these though is if I just get some ARP head studs and get the Turbo RS, RS or something, whatever it's called, from Schmitty Tuning, this thing can make like 750 to 800 wheel horsepower. It's pretty tempting, I ain't gonna lie to you, and the car could take it. Like the whole stock system that I was talking about, the whole thing could take it. Motor could take it, trans could take it, axles, everything. Like, it can take that. It could take it. So it's tempting, maybe in the way future, but for now, just gonna keep it how it is, turbo wise. But yeah, that high pressure fuel pump allows me to not need the fuel cam for my setup. All it would really do, like I said, is create more headroom, which don't necessarily need, but figured, maybe I'll do it just to do it. But I also have ported turbo inlets on my car. So before I had the same setup, the turbo inlets was my last power mod, right? So before I was peaking 26 PSI and taper down high end around 21, 22 PSI. Once I put on the ZZP ported turbo inlets from Justin, they make 29 to 30 PSI peak and taper down to 26, 25 at the peak, at the top end. Quite a big difference. I will say this, it made my car perform a lot better, like a lot. Like, I'm hanging with the cars that whip my ass. I re-raced some of them, and I'm like right next to them. We're beating them now. I've beaten a lot of cars, and I didn't think I would, and I think it's part of that is due to those inlets. Definitely makes those stock turbos screaming, but hey, she's holding good. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's holding good, brother. Like, it's running fantastic. I'm actually amazed by how well this car performs, because I drive it every day. Like I said earlier in the video, 49,000 miles when I got it. It's at 70,000 now. So, like, it's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal car. I might be forgetting something in here, but I don't think I am. I have spark plugs, obviously, and all that. But, oh, and I have a XDI low pressure fuel pump and a JMS volt booster. I'll show the setup for the volt booster. It's just to give that low pressure just a little bit more bump. It's not set like to max it or anything, so it's not gonna like fry it. But yeah, that's the motor. That's my power adders. Everything I have, it is stock turbo. Like, I don't have a problem with trying to show turbos. It's a little cluttered down there. Yeah, it's a little cluttered, but those are the stock turbos, about the size of my fist, a little bit smaller than your fist. They're not big. They're like Mitsubishi turbos, I think, with those titanium guts instead. Oh, I also have RP downpipes, the H-pipe version. Downpipes do help with power, about 20, 30 horsepower, which, it's quite a good chunk. I do have the older version, and I think they sound the best. No rasp. I also have a custom exhaust, but the stock exhaust is already so free-flowing, it literally does nothing other than sound. I got rid of my valves. I never closed them anyway, so I figured why not just get rid of them. Save a little bit of weight, get rid of the valves, get rid of the suitcase muffler. It's a custom setup. I have like resonators on it. I think the downpipes have tiny resonators on them, and then X-pipe and resonated exhaust tips. And I think I have the sound nailed on this car. It's not like blistering loud when you're driving around, but then when you get on it, it's pretty loud. There's zero rasp. Has strong turbo whistle sound in it. It's perfect. I love it. I'll probably include a cold start. My cold start's not even saying loud either, which is nice because, family and all that. And I'm in the military, so I wake up at like 5:30, 5:40 in the morning, so I didn't want something screaming, which is ironic because I got rid of the valves, but it's, it's nice. Okay, now I'll get on the exterior, because that's all I got for power. People like to think I got upgraded turbos, this, that. No, man, it's a full bolt-on stock turbo car. That's all it is. So these cars from factory come with a fully carbon hood, which is a nice touch. Paint matched. I just have an exposed carbon vent. I have from Street Driven Performance right there. I have a front carbon lip. This is different style than the ones that people usually run. It will like cover this right here. It's like pointy. It's a way different look, and I don't necessarily like that one that much. I prefer this one, and it gives the car a lower impression. I really enjoy it. I really like that lip, and it's, I ain't gonna lie to you, this lip has seen hell, and it has held perfectly. Like, it's got its imperfections, but it's been on there for a long time, and it has scraped a lot, like pretty bad, and it's held its own. I'm pretty impressed with the durability. I have real carbon fiber mirror cap replacements, not a cover. It's a full replacement from Annihilation Motorsport Autoworks. He's a new site. I think he's redoing his site right now to go up though. And then I also have Apex. These are real Apex. Like, these are the actual from the Apex site. EC7s. I really love these wheels. Not a lot of ATS-Vs have them either. I think I might be one of the few, maybe even the only one. I have yet to see another one besides Russ's old setup, but he doesn't run them anymore. And his were bronze. I really like them though. And then these cars also come with 2-piece hats for the brakes and 6-piston Brembos up front. It also has 4-piston Brembos in the rear with a single hat. It's not a 2-piece. Don't mind the car being dirty. Like I said, it's a daily. Haven't washed it yet. I plan to once I get some shit in the driveway. But yeah, that's my wheel setup for the dailies. 18s all around. 275 35 up front. 275 40 in the back. Just regular, you know, all seasons. Trying to think. I do have. Damn, this car is really dirty. Just some V logos with black insides. I try to match all around with the Caddy logos, you know, black inside, chrome. Shout out my boy. Coming around the back here, I have a carbon fiber duckbill from Street Driven Performance. And then, you know, matching, like I said. A lot of people get rid of the ATS. I personally want the ATS on there. I like it, and I mean it's an ATS. Why would I take it off? You know, like, it's an ATS-V. That's what it is. Taking it off, I mean, it looks cleaner, but then people think it's a CTS-V, or they'll be like, blah blah blah. Like, nah, man, it's an ATS-V. This is what it is. Like, if they want to talk some smack or they want to glaze it, whatever. I mean, me personally, I'm keeping it. A lot of people ask me why I keep it. That I think it looks good. I like symmetry, and it helps with the symmetry, in my opinion. My custom plate, Baby V. You'll see why. But then ATS-V is nicknamed Baby V because it's the only true V car before they updated to the black wings. The V car that has the only one that's not a V8. Because this is the year they try to compete. You know, I think they did good. I think they won that these years versus the F80s. F82s, I think these cars win. Personally, not trying to be biased. You know, it's hard to say that because I have one, but they did a phenomenal job. Now the CT4 Black Wings, they are phenomenal cars still, but man, GM could have made a LF5 and really competed with the, you know, the S58, but the S58 kind of blows the LF4 out of the water for the newer cars because it's a 10-year-old motor competing with the updated, you know, trial and error S55, B58, M54, and 55 motors, you know. And Cadillac was doing that. They had an LF3 in the CTS-V Sport. Then the LF4, they put in like the race car, and then they put it in this, and then for some reason they kept the same motor for the updated version of this car. So I don't know why. They could have really had something going there. You know, it is what it is. Can't change it. Anyways, continuing on. I got real lucky here. I found the carbon fiber diffuser from a crashed ATS-V. And then I have Euro. I I have Euro sequential taillights. So these bars right here, when I start the car, it has a little, this whole thing does like an animation. It's super nice. And then when I brake, these will light up sequentially amber and then turn solid red. And then when I turn, it'll be a sequential amber. And then this red strip here is off during the day, and it's a nighttime running light. So it's just a bar, and it matches the headlight up here. These obviously will run during the day, but at night they also are on, obviously. And it has a bar here, and it leads into the tail, perfectly symmetrical down. I think it's a super nice little detail. I think it's sweet. That's an aftermarket tail light. And nobody ever runs them. And fun fact, ATS-V sedans are the only V that has aftermarket taillights like that. I have yet to see any other Vs with them. Like ATS-V coupe sedans, CTS-Vs all years. For some reason they don't have taillights. It's weird. Like, I'm sure people make them like themselves and stuff, but I haven't seen any like big, you know, like come buy it type deals. You know what I mean? Trying to think here. Oh, I wrapped the chrome piece black. Everybody does that. The chrome is ugly back there. Anything else on my exterior? I think that might be it. Oh, I'll go with suspension. So my car is lowered on Votland lowering springs. Super clean fitment. Lowers about inch all around. Feels nice. Like, it's still on stock struts up front and rear because it has mag ride. I'm not getting rid of the mag ride. I also have, let's see if I can get up under there. I also have ZZP trailing arms, as you can see. Really nice upgrade. Helps the rear end stay a little bit more planted, especially on launches and turning. Feel a big difference. I also have STP or some shit. Sway bar end links up front because my OEM started making clunking sounds, so might as well upgrade them. That helps a little bit, the handling, but I doubt it's super drastic. If you had like everything, then maybe, but these cars handle like insanely well. Like I said, stock for stock, these cars are faster on a track than the competitors, so that's nice. Going on interior here. This is stock right here. It's got a little like carbon trim. This is also why it's called Baby V. I got my infant 360 seat in here, my toddler's seat for my daughter. And then I have the carbon fiber seat backs from Street Driven Performance. I really enjoy these. They're really nice here. Both sides. It's got the V embedded logo in it. Factory, these come with suede, but the carbon looks phenomenal. I love it. And then for my interior here, same carbon trim. I also have the V logo, door lights, and then inside I have the P3 gauge in the vent hidden here nicely. So like if I get any kind of codes or I want to check ethanol content, intake temps, whatever, I can do it all in here. It's super, super nice to have, very convenient. ZZP mount for my AM wideband here. I have a custom carbon fiber steering wheel from Street Driven Performance with a V3 bag with red stitching. I stayed with the stock shifters because they're like, I like them. I don't like the super big tall carbon ones. I think they look tacky. And then inside, sorry, starting it up here. I have upgraded digital cluster. These cars come stock with an analog one. I despise it. That was my biggest gripe with this car. It was terrible. Like, wow, I absolutely hated it. It was the ugliest thing I have ever seen. Like, this is a V car. It should have had something nicer. And then the way you do it, So I bought an Escalade cluster, ATS-V cluster, doesn't matter. They're the same thing. They're the same thing. So I bought a Escalade cluster off eBay for like 120 bucks or so. Shipped it out to this dude named Black Liquor on Facebook. He programs, so it's programmed to the car to retain like miles and communication with the system and all that. Then had him send it to G-Spec, and he puts in all this warning lights to retain it, right? I have one of the earlier models of this cluster system he was doing, G-Spec, so I have like on the side here. I chose white for the lights because I just liked it. Something different to like remind myself it's not like a OEM thing. A lot of people like, an OEM look. Still has it. It just has its tiny touches there. But as you see, almost at 70K now. Park, all that. Shows my boost here, but like I said earlier, it makes way more than 20 psi, so it's kind of worthless, unfortunately. Obviously, if I'm like super low on psi, I'll be able to tell, but if it's not under 20, I'm not gonna be able to know. Oil temp here, coolant temp, or I might have that backwards, but no, that's oil temp, coolant temp, my gas, and then I can switch on both sides here to look at stuff, monitor or whatever. But what's it called? Where's it at? Transmission fluid. And then you can also switch. Let me find it here. I don't run TPMS in my cars. Nobody ever knows how to program them at these tire shops, so I just said fuck it. And here you can change displays. I can have enhanced, so it'll display my mile per hour. There's something right here, but obviously it's blocked by this. I think it's just another tracker thing, like your MPGs and stuff. Super nice. Then balanced retains that mile per hour, and you can still see the 200 mile per hour like you can on the the analog version, if that's a big deal for you. But I like the V performance, obviously. I think it looks really nice. And then it also changes when you change out of your modes. It'll change your screen as well. See, it'll change like stuff like that. Yeah, the cluster is by far one of my favorite upgrades. It's like one of the first things I changed, because that, I'm telling you, people say they like that analog one. Me personally, I think they're in denial, because that analog one is fugly. Holy Lord, is it fugly. It's just so old looking. It looks like something out of like, I don't know, a Chevy Cruze. This is my MPGs here. I get 22, usually mixed. Average, it's 13.6. I reset it. I was racing, so take some grain of salt with that 13.6 average. I was racing a lot, so obviously I'm putting forward pedal to floor. It's going to be lower, but normally it's around the 22. I would say like 19 to 22. And then on highway, driving up to the Omaha when I went up there for the races, I was getting about 25, 26 on E65. So I think that's pretty good. But obviously I don't really care about MPGs too much. It's just a nice little bonus. Where is my pressure? There we go. Then I also have PDR. It's just a fancy little dash cam up here. And then I have the from Savage Cadillac, I think, splicer for the LiDAR detector. I got a ATS specific phone holder. And then this is the Q that everybody hates. My car is an early 16, so I don't have CarPlay on here. What I did is I got it's called Road something. It's just a third-party box. So I took all this out. I grabbed the Q box. It goes in between the wires, right? Like splices itself. It's not like cutting or anything. It's like connectors and stuff. But put all in there. So now all you gotta do is hold home button, CarPlay. Obviously I'm recording on my phone, so I turn off Bluetooth and all that, so it's not gonna connect. It is wireless CarPlay as well, but it performs great. Like it was like 130 $30 at the time I think I bought it for, to go in there. So it has, you know, CarPlay. I don't know really all this other stuff, but it has a lot of options here. You can AirPlay off your phone. You can play movies on this thing, and it's really nice. So if you have a earlier model 16 or an ATS-V, I think it even works with base ATSs. You want to have CarPlay, that's how you do it. Pretty easy to do. Pretty good upgrade, because CarPlay, everybody likes CarPlay. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this car off here. That's really all my upgrades I have. I might be missing a couple things, but nothing super drastic. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything. I don't think I am. Yeah, it's got sunroof. Oh, it has heads-up display, all that. It's got all the packages, so it has all the little amenities. You know, front collision, it has rear view camera. When you're backing out, has like, tells you the car's coming, has all that stuff. Has parking sensors, front and rear. Trying to remember if I'm forgetting something here. Don't think I am. And then everything on this car is also cooled. So it has, from factory, it has the heat exchangers on the sides, a thing here, and you know, the diff, transmission, motor, turbos, like everything that generates heat is cooled, like with coolant, like air to water, like heat exchangers. So that's really nice. Like this car, like I said, was built for the track, so everything on this car is to withstand like a track session, like a hard track session, and it does it very well. So it does it perfect for straight line performance too. So like, you're overbuilt for straight line stuff. It's really nice. You can do more like cooling upgrades, but it doesn't necessarily need that. It does heat soak, you know, still, if you idle or race a lot back to back, you'll still get heat soak. But it's not as strong as it would be on like a typical car. And then recently I have got me some Alibaba. These are Alibabas. I wish I would have known about Alibaba. I'm buying all my oils from there, because these are 6061 T6 forged aluminum. If you don't know what that is, that's a really good metal, and it's the strongest, lightest metal. I don't know out of everything, but I know it's one of them. They're not a heavy wheel, obviously, to be light, so it has more material. So it is heavy, but it's not in the terms of like a heavy wheel, if that makes sense. Like, I got it in the EC style because I try to contact Apex. They say they won't make a beadlock. They won't make a 17 or nothing. I really tried to go that route before I learned about Alibaba. So I was running Forge Stars. Great wheels, but I wanted to match, because every time I put them on the car, you know, Forge Star wheel back here, this wasn't matching. And although it looked good, it bothered me a little bit myself. So found me an Alibaba's supplier. He makes Apex wheels apparently, and he was like, "Yeah, I can make you those." So he did, and here they are. Took about 2 months, but they look great, work great, phenomenal. I'm very happy with them. So I got some small update on those. I've raced on them already. Held up nicely. I got Mickey Thompson's on these 275 40 17s. Does a really great job keeping the power planted. The car net right now, where it's at with everything on it, should make around 660-ish wheel horsepower, more or less. I'm not exactly sure. And about 700 foot-pounds of torque, give or take. It's in the sixes for 6130. I'm not gonna say exactly my numbers, because I do have a couple pocket watchers, surprisingly, but I don't hide anything. I'm making a video about all my mods right now, so that's everything. It really depends on the weather, DA, elevation, on what this car will do. I've seen as low as what was it? Full weight has been around like 6.3 or 6.4, I think. And a hot day, and then it just changes, man. I try not to fixate on numbers like that too much. I kind of just like taking the car and racing it against other cars, and then that's how I gauge it. Like I've beaten a 700 wheel horsepower ZL1. Granted, it's a manual car, but it's a C6 ZR1. It's got weight on me and it had power. I don't know how I won, but I won. I've raced plenty of fast cars in this thing. It holds its own, so I consider this thing pretty quick. But like I said, this is going to be my daily car. This is where I wanted it. I want something that was nice, has some luxury to it, sport to it. And looks great. I love the look of this car. And granted, it is an ATS, but it's an ATS-V, so it's not the same as a base ATS. Like front fascia is different, fenders, hood. That's the only similarities between the ATS-V and the ATS, like a base ATS, like 2.0, 3.6 NA, is the headlights and the taillights. That is it. There is no other similarities to this car, really. Think of it like the 328i to an M3. The M3, granted, they're in the same class. The M3 is a whole different car. Think of it like that, because that's the best way to explain it. The wheelbase is wider. It's got, you know, wider fenders in the front and the rear. Different fascias. The suspension is significantly different. Like powertrain, everything. Like totally different car. For the better. Like, but I will say this, man, them ATSs, them LTGs, the 2.0s, those things can get down, man. I have a couple buddies with some, and they're out there breaking some pretty good times and making pretty good horsepower. One thing I forgot about the interior though is these cars do come with factory Recaros made with Cadillacs, B logo, all that jazz. So that's pretty dope. These seats are really comfortable, really nice. They're like 16-way adjustable. The only downside to that is they're kind of heavy. They're like 70 pounds roughly, 60, 70 pounds. So, and it's a Cadillac, so everything in this thing is heavy as hell. But yeah, I think that's gonna be my end of my video. Don't mind my daughter poking in and out. I'm not trying to record her though, so I mean some of these angles are funky because of that. But yeah, that's the car. On all my mods on it. Exterior, interior. Pretty sure she just hit my car with that fishing pole. Ari, get that fishing pole away from the car. But I'm not gonna trip. It's a daily car. It might look pretty or whatever, but it's got its imperfections. Yeah, that's it. That's really all I got. I might change a few things. Nothing crazy. Nothing, you know, like power wise or nothing like that. But as it sits now, this is really the complete build that I plan on doing with it. Keep it here. I do plan on, once I pay this off, I do plan on getting a second car. I kind of want to get like, I would definitely want a V8. I want a rear-wheel drive car, V8. I want like, I either want to get, it's got to be a coupe. I either want to get a Coyote Mustang, not really decided on which body yet, and then or a Corvette. I'm leaning more towards the Corvette, but you know how things change. Car guys, we always change our minds, so we'll see when that time comes. I'm not gonna harp on it too much, but that's the main reason why I don't want to push this car up into that category, because this is meant to be like a nice, sleek, comfortable for the family, semi-quick, you know, daily car, which is what it is, and it's reliable, super reliable. Might I add that again? Most reliable thing I've driven. You just gotta stay on top of maintenance. That's really it. I run 5W50 oil in this because obviously I'm running ethanol and pushing power, etc. I do what the tuner recommends, so anything you're doing on your car, whatever power level you want, maintenance, just ask the tuner. My car is tuned by Justin Smitty Tuning, so I think he's one of the better tuners for these platforms. Obviously, I'm not a meat writer or nothing, but when you do your thing and it works really good, I'm gonna praise it. I'm real about it. If he started doing a shitty job and was cutting corners, I would let it be known. but he does it. He's actually really good at it, and he actually gives a fuck. So that's really nice. Not saying that other tuners don't. I'm just saying I've had quite a bit of tuners that take 10 years to tune a car or blame you for things. He will work with you a lot on stuff, and he tunes his car probably within the same day almost every time. So I'll put that out there. Just do your own research. People will speak for you. Obviously, there's the meat writers out there, but people will let you know. I'll let you know. I think he's the best L4 tuner out there. I'd probably let him tune. If I do get a Corvette, he's probably gonna tune my Corvette. But yeah, I'm rambling. I'm gonna cut the video, but this is the car. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about anything. Before I bought stuff, etc. Anything really. A little bit of a long video, but to be expected going over the car and build and all that. But yeah, all right, y'all have a good one. Bye.